Hey everyone, it's Marilyn Aloria, psychic medium, teacher, coach, channeler, hiker, yoga person, dog lover, cat lover. Yeah, all of the above. How are you? I'm having an interesting morning. I decided to change up my routine this morning and I went hiking. And I took vitamins before I went hiking. Not a good idea. So I went hiking, did a little running, went up the hill, got really nauseous. And towards the end of my hike, I went, bleh. Poor little Micah was trying to heal me. Not little Micah, because Micah's 110 pounds. He was trying to heal me. So hi, everyone. I want to tell you what our topic is, and I'm going to say some individual hellos, and we're going to start. Our topic today is how to make your life's purpose work for you, right? So it's how to go deeper into your purpose and make it work for you. And how do you make this purpose a part of your life? Now, some of you may still be in the area of, I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know what my purpose is. And if you got to watch, first of all, thank you everyone for those lovely comments on my video yesterday, where I just shared my experience. And yes, type in expert. I have a free gift for you, and it's not going into a sales funnel. Don't worry. We're not asking you to buy anything. We're giving you something for free. Free. So we're going to talk about how expert guides and your higher self can help you. Now, I want to say some hellos, but before I do that, I want to get this topic out really quick for all of you. Some of you may be struggling with what your purpose is, right? And I have truly, if you've been following my Facebook Lives, which a lot of you have, because I'm getting to know you now, a lot of my purpose in life and what I do for a living came from the joy that I experience, what I really enjoy doing. And I tend to step into things, into the unknown, just because I'm being called to something, like studying mediumship. Well, the dead were coming out of every nook and cranny in my house and freaking the heck out of me. So I had to figure that one out. Or wanting to work in TV behind the scenes, because that was more exciting of a career choice for me personally than accounting. Or acting. I went into improv classes to become more confident as a person who wasn't drinking at that point in my life, right? Because I used to drink a little too much. And that went into acting. So all of these careers really brought me to where I am today, right? And they continue to evolve into another purpose. Our purpose never just stops. It's never just one purpose and that's it. Because if we got down to it, we would all say all of our purposes is to serve, right? Whether you're serving animals, nature, the environment, we're still serving, I'm trying to fix my hair. We're still serving the world at the whole, right? Because we're all here to lift the consciousness of this world and this earth and this universe. Because as we evolve into higher consciousness, source evolves into higher consciousness. It's constantly infinity. It's infinite, and it's happening. And we are here to heal. No matter what you're getting whacked out by that's going out in the world, we are still here to heal. So we're going to be talking about your purpose and how to make your purpose a part of your life. But before we start, I want to give some shout outs and say hi to people. So hi, Jean. Hi, Victoria. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Sandra. Just tell me what my purpose is. I'm cool with that. That's hysterical, Sandra. Actually, I'd rather you give birth to it, Sandra, because telling you what your purpose is. Now, I can tell you, I could say, I feel like with you, Sandra, I don't know you that well, but it feels something creative to me. Of course, it's creative, right? Because our souls are creative, but something through the written word or through spoken word is extremely important. It also lives in your second chakra, which is creativity, and your third chakra, which is intuition. And I feel like you're not breathing enough through life right now and trusting where you're at and trusting your own self. Though they do say that you have a strong sense of self, a very strong, when we have a strong sense of self, we're already kind of we may be struggling with lack of confidence, but we still push through certain things. And I feel like with you, you've got to get very creative with your visions. So I would suggest that you go out and take pictures of things and look at the pictures. And because when we use our eyes in a different way than just seeing, it allows us to see the world differently. It allows us to open the eyes of our soul in a different way. And that's what I feel like your work is right now. But here's the thing. I didn't know I was going to launch into that, and it's fine. I don't mind at all. My true belief is that you all actually know what you want to do. It's just you're afraid to speak it. that you may have you may have spoke it when you were younger and it was shoved out of you or pulled out of you, or your light was so bright and you realized that the people around you couldn't handle it. They were jealous or envious, or your mother couldn't handle it, or whatever the story may be. And so you sucked it down and you took it inside yourself. But I truly believe that every single one of you knows what your purpose is and why you're here. So again, overall purpose is to lift the consciousness of ourselves, of the world, of humanity. And we all have different ways of doing that. Okay. So before I get on, let me just keep saying hi to people. And some of you are noticing, type, I can get rid of this. Hold on. Type the word expert. And you're going to get a free, yes, artistic going on a retreat. So happy, Sandra. So Sandra said, because she's like, if you just tell me what my purpose is, that'd be great. So I did. And she said, oh, you're really good. Yes, artistic going on a retreat, spend some time away from those around me to see clear. Good, Sandra. Yes, I am good. But so are you. So is everybody else. So that's why I'm teaching everyone. Hi, Denny. I haven't seen Denny in a while. Hi, Denny. Actually, I have a question for you, Denny, but I'm not going to ask it on the live. I want to get that Micah video from you when Micah says, I love you. See, I just answered it. All right. So hi, Bernadette. Hi, Diane. Hi, Kathleen. Hi, everyone. So let's get really comfy and let's talk about your expert guide, your purpose, and how to make your purpose a part of your life. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Maria. Hi, Pia. I'm starting to get to know all you guys, even you, those of you who aren't in membership. So it's really, really, really fun. Hi, Cindy. So Teresa, yes, and I've said this already. So some of you are still trying to figure out what your purpose is, but don't think that you can't do the exercises that we're going to do today in order to help you to get closer to it. So what I want all of you to do right now is, because again, I really feel, but this is why I've walked away from readings, right? From reading people too much, because I don't want to do it any longer. And you can see how good I am at it, right, Sandra? I just answered your thing. Is because I really want people to start trusting their own inner wisdom, their own inner voice. Now, I do want to teach people how to get to it, because not everybody has those tools and techniques, and that's what my guides are about, teaching people how to get to it. So right now, what I want you all to do, I want you all to close your, I didn't know I was going to do this, but I love that. I love that they surprised me. I want you all to close your eyes if you can. And if you can't, don't worry about it. Just put your eyes on a particular focus in the room. You can, we're in Pitta energy right now because it's summer. And I'm learning all about Ayurvedic, and Pitta is right directly in front of you. It's not up, it's not down, it's right directly in front of you. So that balances Pitta energy. So I want you to just take a couple of breaths, and I really want you to breathe into the part of you that is infinite, that has that light. Even if you feel like you're struggling so much right now, you can't find that light. It's the part of you that knew from the moment you came into this world that you were here for a reason. Such a big, incredible reason. A reason that goes so far beyond your imagination. A reason that is so magical and so amazing because you are creation in and of itself. And I want you to just breathe into the idea of, I am creation and I am connected. Now, whether you believe in God, source, universe, higher energy, I want you to take some breaths with that energy. And the way that you can do that is, for me, God is above me, right? So I just always go above, but you don't have to. It could be the tree outside your window. It could be the stone in your path. It doesn't matter. But try to think of a colored energy right now that represents source energy for you. And you can give it a color. You can say, you know what, Meryl, I'm not seeing anything, but I really love the color pink, so I'm going to make it pink. And you can put it out in front of you in that Pitta type of focus, right, which is like right out in front of you. You can put it above you, put it down below. I don't care where. And I want you to just breathe with this infinite wisdom, this energy that knows, that's always with you, that knows why you're here, why you came here, whether you know it or not. And as you're taking breaths with it, I want you to breathe that infinite wisdom inside your body. And as you breathe out, I want you to just connect with it. And I want you to breathe out a commitment to honoring yourself. And as you breathe in, you can even put your hand over your heart. Just breathe into the part of you that is waking up and remembering. And really what waking up and remembering means is it's always been there. It's really hard to use language when you're in this work because that knowledge is always with you. That's why for me, wisdom is never ancient. It's always infinite, even if people think it was born 5,000 years ago. I can't explain that right now, but just be with that. And then breathe out into that source energy. And now, I don't want you to get into your head with the next question I ask. I just want you to answer this from the top of your, whatever comes to you. And if whatever comes to you doesn't make sense, I don't want you to make sense of it. And what I'm going to ask is, the thing that I want you to understand is that we're always evolving. We're just always evolving. And what you declare today, I promise you, when you're in this work, is going to change and shift and evolve into something else tomorrow, next week, 6 months from now. It's just always changing. And I want you all to type in a response when I ask this question. And don't try to make sense of the answer, because the question I'm asking is a little tricky. Why are you here? Why are you here? And I don't mean here on Facebook. Why are you here? And I want to see what your responses are. And if you're just joining us, that's fine. Just answer that question. I love these answers. Oh my goodness. All right. So there are no right or wrongs, right? So Susan says to write. Love that. Susan, add to this now. What are you meant to write? To Kelly, to give hope. What kind of hope, Kelly? To who? Sandra, to love. I love that. To love what, Sandra? Yourself, everyone, all of the above? Eva, to learn more. Now, if you noticed, all these responses are different so far, but they're all so magical and beautiful. I don't know about you, but I have chills. Response, to be happy and evolve. Joanne, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Teresa, to spread love. Adina, I'm here to create. Margie, to teach. Gentry, I'm here to help others heal. CB, to heal. So beautiful. Karen, to learn, grow as a spiritual body and share what I learn with others. Love that. Katie, hi Katie, to help other people. And I say hi to all of you. It's just I haven't seen Katie in a while. Sherry, to live an authentic life and thus inspires others to do the same. And to bring healing awareness to nature, writing, art. Okay, I'm going to share something with you in a second, but I'm going to read one more. For uplifting the consciousness of humanity. Love that. Here, we'll do one more. And I'm going to do more, but I want to say something. To write about spirit, love, and perseverance and share. So Susan's adding to what I asked her. Karen, I don't understand it, but she got, first word I got is grief. Great. So Karen, that's great. It may be to help people heal through grief, whatever grief that is. It may be to help the universe heal through grief, though the universe isn't necessarily grieving, but we may have an understanding thinking that it is. It may be whatever that grief is, go further into it. Now, here's what I want to say. How many of you hit the likes or the loves buttons, even though we don't want to like and love this, but there's a reason because you want to accept all parts of ourselves? How many of you compare yourself to others and sometimes feel not worthy because you're looking at a spiritual teacher out there and they're doing what you want to be doing, or somebody that you've been following along and they've been on the same track as you and all of a sudden they've got 100,000 followers? How many of you experience that? So how many of you experience comparison energy? And here's the thing, and I want to make sure you guys didn't lose my feed because I saw somebody lost my feed. So let me go to the page real quick. The reason why I bring that up is because every purpose that I read, every purpose was different. Can you imagine that? Every single person said something different, even though you could possibly say, actually, everything I read was different. And that's incredible, right? Because what's amazing to me is that we're so unique. We're so unique. We're so different. Nobody has the parents you had the boyfriends you had. Even if you had siblings in your family, you could take one life-altering event and ask each sibling how they experienced that, and it would be different for each and every one. I was just reading an article by the woman who wrote The Glass Castle, which is now a movie, and she was sharing an experience of her father giving her stars for Christmas. And her experience of this was he picked a star out of the sky, whatever. I'm not going to get into the whole story. Her experience of it was, this is magnificent. It was beautiful. Her sister's experience was, oh my goodness, he can't afford to buy us gifts again. You're all unique. Nobody's read the books you've read. Nobody studied with who you studied with. And you all brought to the table. Now, again, and I want likes and loves too, because I like seeing them, even though I don't see them on this Be Live, but I see them later on if I go on it. How many of you just realize that you actually do know what your purpose is or have an idea? You don't have to know exactly what it is or how it's going to plan out. That's what I want to hear from now. How many of you realized that you have experienced that doing that little exercise, and if you're joining me late, you should, when this replay is up, the replays are always up after I'm done, go back and watch the exercise I did with you early on, because it's going to continue on from here now. So how many of you realize that you know what your purpose is now, or at least have an idea? Okay, so I'm not seeing responses, so I got to make sure I'm not frozen, and I'm not. Sometimes I sing. At least I'm not throwing up like I did this morning. All right, let's see. All right, I'm not getting responses for some reason, so I want to know. Yes, CB says yes. So if you didn't, tell me that. But from all the responses I was read, yes, I have an idea. Yes, I do. Marsha, great. Sherry, yes, a good idea. Yes, I know where I should be and where I'm going. Great. Nancy says, I have an idea. Perfect. You don't need to first of all, still not, Annette says, still not seeing my purpose. But did you do the earlier exercise, Annette, that I did, or are you joining me late? So let me know, Annette, type in, and hopefully I can find it in the feed and work with you. Teresa says lots of ideas. Jeanette says, I have an idea now. Adina says, I have an idea. Yeah. Laura says, yes, I have an idea. Yes, and you're helping me to realize and act upon it. Yes, April's in my mastermind group. Super excited to start with them tomorrow. Gentry says, I know where I'm going. It's still evolving. Bernard says, purpose to live in joy, be my wonderful self. Great. Thomas says, I do, and I have for a long time. Okay, great. So you all now have an idea, whereas some of you were saying, Victoria says, yes, I believe this has definitely helped. Thank you. So you don't want to know the whole kit and caboodle, because that just takes away the magic of the day. Now, if you guys, a lot of you saw my recorded video that I did yesterday where I really shared what I'm going through right now. So I want you to watch that recorded video, because you don't want to know. And for those of you who are still struggling, you can I think it was Carol Lee, thought I knew, but I'm not sure. So whatever you think you knew, you want to ride that wave. The thing is, guys, you don't want to overthink this. You're probably, maybe I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong, because I think this is what it is. A lot of times we're viewing other people that are at an expert level already, right? And we're thinking we're supposed to be there. And that is like the worst thing you can do for yourself. It's such a process. It's such a journey. It's such evolves over time. And I don't want you limiting what your experience is in life or the wisdom that you have inside of you just because you don't have all the answers. I want you to realize that it's a process, that you go through it in a process. So now we're going to go further into this, okay? So for those of you who are just joining me, actually, let me turn this on for a second. Nope, doesn't say it on that. You could type expert in, and I have a free gift for you. and it's not a sales funnel, so don't worry. And enjoy it, enjoy it, enjoy it. Because it's a fun little it's a fun little thing that we're going to continue working on. So I'm just seeing if there was somebody. Carol Lee, I want to see if she responded again, because she said she thought she knew but was unclear, and I wanted to see her response. So, and now I just did the expert thing, which is going to push it down. But anyway, so let's continue on. So, Carol Lee, if you're still on, I want to know, because you said you're confused. Yeah, so Bernadette said, and I know Bernadette well, oops, I was an expert. hold on, because I want to move on and keep teaching you. Bernadette, who I know well, she's in membership. She's got a beautiful book out there. I haven't read it. I have so many books to read that when people send me books and I can't read them, I choose, it's just so hard, especially my yoga certification. But I know Bernadette, and I know that she shares her personal story through her book. Bernadette, if you want to put your title up there, please do, so I could share it with everyone. She says, my purpose changes as I change, so we will see what shows up. Exactly. So now we are going to talk. Let me just see if Carol Lee's on here. And Karen says, I want to say this. She says, of course I fall into comparison. My big win is that I've learned to recognize it quickly and get out of it faster than ever before. Yeah. Falling into comparison is a moment. Great. I'm going to answer this. Is a moment. Oh, Fulfillment, the Power of Compassion. This is Bernadette's book. In case any of you want to check it out. I didn't know I was going to do this, but it's a nice thing to share right now. So Fulfillment, the Power of Compassion is Bernadette's book. So you don't want to beat yourself up for having comparison energy. It's totally fine. What you want to notice is that when you have comparison energy, it's because that person is holding something that you have inside yourself that you need to turn on the light for. So Carol Lee says, money is holding me back. Now, I beg to differ, Carol Lee, that money is holding you back from your purpose, because, and this is why, sweetie. So, and you can come back at me on this. Money does not hold us back from doing our purpose. If our purpose, so say my purpose is to lift the consciousness of others, I can get on Facebook and I can create a Facebook page for free, and I can start sharing my wisdom via Facebook videos, quotes, posts, blog posts, without it costing me any money at all. I can go volunteer at an organization and I can share my wisdom there, and it doesn't cost me anything. Now, maybe you don't have the time to go volunteer because you're working many jobs trying to raise a family. Look, I get it. But the thing that I really, and this is something I'm really throwing into membership now for your soul, is mindset has to change. Mindset, when you have a limited mindset or a scarcity consciousness, and Carol Lee, thank you for allowing me to use you as a teaching tool. I'm not pointing fingers only at you. This speaks to a large portion of people. And it spoke to me too. What I recognized when I started moving into abundance isn't only about money. Abundance is about how you see life. It's your mindset. So when I got out of lack consciousness and scarcity consciousness, my whole, the way I saw the world changed. The way I creatively solutioned things in my business, was able to come up with creative solutions. So you want to be careful of that. I don't feel that lack of money keeps you from your purpose. I feel like that is a mindset thing that you have to shift. Now, I'm happy to hear what you have to say, Carol Lee, in response to that, because I never want to it's very hard. Let me see if she wrote. Here it is. Wait. Thinking maybe I'm supposed to do more than what I thought, bigger and better things. Good. I love that, Carol Lee. I love that. I never want to pick somebody out of the crowd and not let them be able to respond to me, because I think that's uncool. You know, I want to give them, she said, thank you. I want to give everybody an opportunity. You're welcome, sweetie. Because if there's something I say that you don't agree with, I want to give you the opportunity for that. Okay, so let's move on. Let's talk about expert guides. And if you type in expert, expert. Okay, I'm going to take this question. What is the difference between what the purpose might be and what you wish it to be? Great question. Love that question. Did you see that question? What is the difference between what the purpose might be and what you wish it to be? I actually feel it's the same thing. Now, for me, I don't feel, I believe in God, right? But God is taking on a new meaning for me these days. I don't feel that God put dreams in my heart for me to struggle or suffer. Now, you do have to learn how to practice detachment, which can be very difficult, especially if you've had very difficult experiences in your life. You're not willing to give up the control, right? Because we feel like, you've been messing with me, universe. You've been treating me poorly. You've been showing up not so great, whatever the experience may be. But I really feel that whatever dreams are in our heart, we're meant to live. Now, what I want you guys to get used to doing is getting into the feeling of things, not into only the visual experience of it. So as many of you know, because I shared yesterday, I'm thinking about moving. Where am I moving? And this has been on my head for quite a couple of years. And what has helped me was not get into the specifics of it, but to get into the feeling of it. What is it going to give me? Well, it's going to give me more nature. Because in the beginning, what I really wanted was, I want a lot of land, and I want to have many animals, and I want to be able to afford a lot of land. And if I come from that point of view, for what I can afford and living in California, the lot is this big, not this big. So it would mean I'd have to move somewhere that I probably wouldn't want to live, because I am a city girl, don't want to be in the city anymore, but I was raised in Brooklyn and Manhattan. So what I want you to do is get into the feeling. So the feeling for me is, I want to be able to drive to my hike without having to worry about traffic. I want to be able to hike in the middle of the day in the summer and not worry about the heat. I want to be able to, somebody put Oregon, Denny. I want to be able to to have trees, to look at trees outside my window. I want to be able to, thank you for that, Denny, but Oregon is not calling me. I've been to Oregon. It's beautiful. I do want to check out Ashland one day. But anyway, so what I want you to know is that your purpose is the same for what you want it to be. Don't separate them, but get into the feeling of it. So say you want to be a famous actress, right? And maybe you feel your purpose is to entertain others, but you don't think it's through that way because you can't see it happening. Well, get into the feeling of what it would be like to entertain others. Why would you want to do that? Well, it brings me joy. It makes me happy. It helps me to bring peace to people through entertainment. So that's what I would say to you. Okay, let's talk about expert guides, and then I'll get into some questions and stuff. Expert guides are guides that you guys you have at your fingertips. So many of you are struggling with seeing your guide. And usually I start with the higher self, which is you at a point in your life that has a wisdom that you need. So it could be you in a future situation, could be you even in a past situation, but that higher self energy, which is you, is holding a wisdom that you need in the moment today. So we're going to expert guide. So higher selves can always tell you where to go, but I just want to focus on expert guide today, and I can come back to higher self another time. Expert guides are guides. I'm going to do this. They're so good. I want everybody right now to think about that purpose. And if you're just joining me, it's fine. Don't worry about it. The purpose that you feel you had. And I want you to think about somebody that you admire in that particular field. I always talk with my hands. I'm so Italian. And it could be somebody who's deceased or alive. And I want you to write down the name of somebody that you admire in that particular field. So whatever your purpose is, whatever you feel your purpose is, whatever you're feeling you're called to, even if you're not ready to say what your purpose is, whatever gift you want to jump into, maybe it's writing, but you're not sure if that's your purpose. Who in this field do you admire? So let's see who people answer. So who out there is an expert? It could be you want to design clothing and it's Chloe, Coco Chanel. Could be that you want to be a painter and it's Picasso. It could be that you want to be a talk show host and it's Oprah. It could be that you want to be a healer and it's Jesus, whoever it is. So Denny says, Siva, expert guide, Ram Dass, purpose. Great, beautiful. Rebecca says, a nicer, kinder version of Leona Hemsley. Okay, I like that. That just made me laugh. Thank you for that. Elizabeth says, Oprah, Dalai Lama. Kelly says, I don't know if I hope. So Kelly, pick somebody who you just admire, period, that you feel is doing things in this world. You know, we're not going to love them completely. There's going to be characteristics they don't have, but maybe there's someone out there that you're like, wow, I really think it's cool what they're doing. Maybe it's Tina Fey. She's making people laugh, you know, whatever it is. Suzanne Geisman, evidential medium. Okay, great. I don't know who she is, but Bernadette, doesn't matter. I don't need to know who she is. You know who she is, and you want to be an evidential medium, so that's great. Bernadette's Mother Teresa. Kenneth says spa. I don't know if that is somebody. Ooh, Susan says J.K. Rowling's. Love it. Okay, now we're going to go further. Rushan says Jane Goodall. And Seth says Richard Gordon. So you all have an idea of people who you consider an expert guide. And you really, I want you to grab someone right now. So think of somebody who's an expert guide. So I usually use Oprah, or I use Tony Robbins. Sometimes I use Gary Vee. I use a lot of people in the marketing space because I'm really into marketing right now. I'm loving it. I have sometimes it's Joel Osteen. Who knows who it is with me? But that's what goes on. Elizabeth says Melissa McCarthy. Love that. Rochelle says Oprah, Deepak Chopra, Georgia O'Keeffe. So there's some great people. Karen says, I admire Mary Morrissey, expert speaker and spiritual teacher. I think I know who she is. So that's great. Doesn't matter if I know them or not. I'm just like reading names going, oh, I don't know that one. Oh, yeah. Paula says Meryl Streep. Great. Surprise, surprise. The person you picked means that you, Victoria, I have to share this one. Shocking to me, Joyce Myers came to mind. Love her. Okay. I laugh about that. Nothing. I used to listen to her a lot. So shocking, the person you picked, you have those qualities. You have those qualities of that person. And Spirit is asking you right now to turn them on in yourself, to really light them up in your heart, to walk with them. So I'm going to take you through a fun, simple exercise, and there's more in that PDF. It's not a huge PDF because we're going to continue on with this conversation about expert guides. But I want you to, right now, envision yourself doing something that you normally do, maybe something that you enjoy. Let's not do something that you hate. Actually, it could be something that you hate, Spirit just said. So it could be washing the dishes, or it could be taking a walk in nature. It could be watching TV. It could be drinking water. I just swallowed a lemon pit. Those are lemons from my backyard. So I want you to envision yourself right now doing that thing that you see yourself doing. And you can close your eyes for this. Katie Lynn, we're picking an expert guide, so just pick someone now. And I want you to see yourself doing that activity. Just envision yourself doing it. Maybe it was earlier today. And I want you to see, and whether you can visually see them or not, I want you to feel them. I want you to feel that expert guide next to you. I just want you to feel that expert guide next to you doing this thing that you're doing. And I want you to just kind of like see yourself next to this expert guide. Notice how you feel being next to them. Do you feel like you're not worthy, or do you feel like, oh my goodness, this is like makes perfect sense? What do you feel by being in their presence? And I want you to ask them what they think about you. What do they think about you? And I want you to tell me in the comments what they think about you. What do they think about you? Jan said comfortable, and Jan picked me. I'd say a lot more than that, Jan. Adina says, makes me feel empowered. Beautiful. I'm waiting for more to show up. So what do they feel about you, or what do you feel while you're in their presence? Taylor says, completely in sync. Beautiful. Carrie says she heard, I believe in you. Adina said, I should stand up for myself more often. Denny says, feel love and compassion. Think they know I'm God in my suit. Meat suit. I don't know what that is. Confidence. Melanie, I have a great personality. Look at this. Creative and talented. Bernadette says, feel total love, acceptance, and compassion. I love that, Jan, because they have the same admiration towards me as I have towards them. I agree with that completely. Adina heard, you have so much potential, but you need to believe in yourself. Love this. Seth says, practice and patience. Great. Someone said they love that they make them laugh. Sorry, sometimes the feed goes so fast. Donna said, what are you waiting for? April says, she said that I'll be good at this. A peaceful, happy feeling. Elizabeth said, I hear you are intelligent and full of love. I feel embraced by that energy. Katie says, I believe more in myself, to believe more in myself, confident. Cindy says, step up and step out. Perfect. Kelly says, you need to believe in yourself. Great. Okay. So now what I want, see how easy you did? You missed it. You come back to it, Carolee. So it got cut off. All right. Well, that happens. That happens, unfortunately. Just going to grab one more. Sue McCarthy said, I believe in you. Great. So now you just saw how easy it was to get a guide to give you advice, to talk to you, to tell you how you feel. I want to know now by likes and loves, how many of you just realized how easy it is to talk to your guide? That's what I want to know. I want to know how many of you realized how easy it is to talk to your guide. And then you can write it in the comments too, because I'm not seeing the likes and loves. I was hoping I would be able to see them, but I'm not seeing them. So that's how easy it is to talk to your expert guide. So let's ask them a question. You might have an undying, a question that you're just dying to get the answer for. Now, here's the thing, and please, if you did not watch the video I did yesterday about my own life right now, know that you may not get the full answer. That is normal. Your soul is evolving. So people are writing in love. Great. So they understood. Great, great, great. Elizabeth said, easy to talk to them, yet listening is the block sometimes. Yes. So Elizabeth, if you didn't see the video I did yesterday about this, take a look at that. But that is normal. I want you not to see it as a block anymore. I want you to see it as an evolving of your soul. So I didn't realize, like, I didn't share this with my community, and I shared it yesterday, that I, who've been channeling for over 13 years, I don't know how long it's been now because you lose track of time, don't always get exact answers. But I trust them so much, 100%. I know they're always with me. I know they're always listening, even if I'm not hearing answers. I know that my external world is constantly feeding me information, constantly. And it's interwoven together in this magical pattern. So I know that if I don't get the answer, I'm getting bits and pieces, and everything can be a stepping point. Sometimes you'll get the full-blown answer, and sometimes you'll just get a little piece. You won't hear anything. And if you don't hear anything, I want you to be in the silence. And the most important thing I want you to do is to know that, to trust them, I'm getting nauseous again. Oof. So let's close our eyes again, and let's be with that expert guide. Let's do one more quick little exercise before I take some questions and end. And I want you to see, I'm going to do this with you because I'm spinning. I want you to see yourself with your expert guide, walking with your expert guide. I'm grounding. And I want you to ask them a question that you have right now about anything. And I don't want you to get into your head about the answer. Actually, I think I'm going to feed you a question. I'm going to feed you a question instead. So I'm going to give you a question to ask them about your life. What do you need to do to move forward? What do you need to do to move forward? So I want you to ask your expert guide that question. What do you need to do to move forward? So now I want to hear the answers there. I want to hear what you heard. And the reason why I didn't let you just ask a question, which you're more than welcome to do, was because I didn't want you to get into your head about things. Stop. So Nancy said, stop being afraid of failing. Great. Dina said, act on inspiration. Love it. Kelly said, you need to take action. So Kelly, you would want to ask, what is the simple action I can take today? You don't want to make it complicated. You know, I'm starting to get into, Kelly says little steps. Okay, good. I'm starting to get it. So I've been reviewing all the mastermind questionnaires because, you know, I'm starting these mastermind groups, Mastermind for Your Soul, Mastermind for the Spiritual Entrepreneur, which we may be doing more groups. So we'll let you know if we do. But I've been reading the questionnaires, and something that I've noticed from some of the people, not all, and I was guilty of this too, is that my 6-month goal was always so big that when I didn't obtain it, I got disappointed. Now, I am all for believing in what you want to believe and going as big and expansive as you can be. But something that Todd Herman taught me, which was great, was having the goal that's attainable, the middle goal, which would be like, woohoo, and the big goal, which is on the rooftop screaming. And I do feel that that's a great way to do your life, because we set ourselves up for disappointment sometimes, and then we get into bad talking, and you want to be careful of that. So I love that Kelly said little steps, which is great. Paula said stay grounded. Heather said meditation and self-love. Zena I heard to open a door. Great. So if you get an answer like I heard to open a door, Hiromi said I did not get an answer this time. Hiromi, we're going to work together in membership because I saw your thing, but I want you to watch the special thing that I'm doing with Sharon on Thursday first. Not getting an answer is okay, Hiromi. Just be with the question. Trust that they're answering it and be with the question. Sit comfortably in it like a nice little seat, and don't be scared of it. If they say to you, open a door, then what I usually teach people is 2 things. I usually have them go into a self-guided meditation where they go and open a door. And before they open the door, they look at the door, they check it out, they see what the door is made of, what it feels like, if it's got a gold knob, whatever it is, and then you open the door and see what's behind it. Even if all that you saw behind it was blackness, which is the death card, which is transition, which is wonderful, nothing to be afraid of. It actually means something incredible is happening. Then you do that. Some people have a hard time with doing a guided meditation, so I actually ask my students to get up, go to a door that's closed, breathe, and then open it and notice what you see. Just notice what you see, even if you can't make sense of it. So what I'm trying to teach all of you, which I didn't know that this is what I was going to be teaching, is to take step by step by step by step by step. And because so many times when I've noticed, like, working with you guys more closely, is that you get overwhelmed by the process or by the results not happening fast enough. And every moment is a result. Every day is a result. And it's really important to be with that. You know, I see the magic in the moments, even in the things that really may disappoint me. I suffered a couple of disappointments a couple of weeks ago, you know, that are still kind of lingering on a bit as they're working out. But I don't experience disappointment like I used to, because I trust that there's always a bigger and greater reason for everything. All right. So I'm going to stay on for a couple more minutes. I have to say I'm still feeling a little bit nauseous. Definitely was grounding a bit. So I may not be able to go into full-on reading mode, but if there's a way that I can help you right now, type in your question. And remember, if you're just joining us, we have a free PDF. It's called Expert. You just have to type in Expert in the comments and you will get it through the messenger. And it's just a cute PDF about getting in touch with your expert guide, which is what we just did right now. Next week, I'll tell you what we're talking about next week. Let me get the calendar. This is what we're working on next week. I am woozy. I've been woozy for a little while because I'm going through big changes. That's what we're working on next week. How do you work with your guides to bring your purpose to fruition. So we're going to go further than we did today. How do you work with your guides to bring your purpose to fruition? I'm sure I'll create a PDF on that as well. Great. So let's see if you have any questions. If not, I'm just going to... my guides have dropping in the herbology in face more, might have to adjust my course a bit. So I know Gentry from Membership for Your Soul and Mastermind. She was just the first question I saw that came up. I didn't pick her purposely. So Gentry, this is something we'll definitely work with Mastermind for the spiritual entrepreneur. But this is a great teaching tool for everybody because another person in Mastermind for Your Soul was going through the same thing. What you want to do is say you're on a course of study, right? And then something else comes in. You want to explore it and you want to understand something. See, what I learned, and if you're following me, I'm going to almost guarantee that every single one of you are going to be the same way. None of you are just going to be Reiki healers or theta healers. You're going to take the expertise of your life and the things that you're interested in, and you're going to marry them together. You're just going to do it. So when something drops in, we just want to make sure that it's not distracting from the main goal. But if there's room in your energy field and in your time and in your schedule to study something else, you want to invite that in and feel it on for size. So for me, I'm taking a year-long Ayurvedic yoga certification program. It's a 300-hour. I haven't even taken the 200-hour, right? I didn't know why I was doing it. My guide said, you have to do it. I wanted to do it. I was inspired. It wasn't like they were asking me to do something I didn't want to do, but they really pushed me into it. And it's changing my life. And what it's doing is showing me a niche of something that I want to teach. And I had no idea that that would come out of it. No idea at all. All I knew is that my guides were telling me to study it. I was passionate and inspired and excited to study it. I didn't know how it was going to work in the field of what I've already do, but I trusted and went forward. So that's what you want to do. Alice says, Marilyn, is crafting jewelry the right path for now? Again, I told you there's something. It's been going on for a couple of weeks. I had an energy healing with somebody I want to introduce to this community. I've introduced her to membership. She's great. Yeah, Alice, I feel like it's that and so much more. I also feel it's about using earth elements or things in the earth or sustainable objects, it feels like. There feels like there's a consciousness or an awareness that you bring to it that helps to heal others. Like, I know that when I go into a store, a beach store, and I see a bunch of dried starfish, I don't really want to buy one of those starfish, right? Because I feel bad for that starfish. But I know that if I go in and there's something really conscious and eco-friendly and material was taken from the earth and was given through a blessing and a meditation and a ritual and was brought to us to heal us. I know when I hold an object like that, I don't purchase a lot of jewelry because I don't wear a lot of jewelry at all. I know that that feels better to me. So Alice, there's something in the consciousness of the jewelry that you make that Spirit is saying be true to yourself. Don't try to do something that you think is going to sell. Do what you feel is really in your heart and soul. But I do feel that what they're showing me is a path, like a beginning of a path that leads to so much more. So allow it to unfold, allow it to be, and it'll keep showing up for you. So for those of you, and I shared this yesterday on that video that I did, I don't think I did share this. You know this already. Like, I've been in business for over 10 years. And I can't believe it. Like, somebody just emailed me recently or just joined membership. I can't remember what happened. She said she had a reading with me in 2009. And I was like, wow, that was like, I have been reading for a long time. But my business is evolving into something completely different, you know, not completely because it's always been my platform to teach people, but now I'm taking it to a further level. Like, it is my passion to teach people how to do it for themselves. So you always want to you want to embrace what you want to learn. You want to feel inspired by it. You want to walk towards it. Even if you don't have time in your day, if there's something you really want to start studying, don't think you need an hour. Take 5 minutes to read something on that topic, because the way that it gets into your soul and wakes you up is magical. All right. I hope that helps, Alice. Let me know. Elizabeth says, should I pursue opportunities with nonprofits to travel, train, and solicit donations? Yes, but it doesn't feel like you have the right packaging just yet in how to do this. There's something about the word solicit donations that's bothering me, Elizabeth. And I feel like there's a consciousness in how we bring donations to, I can't hide it, so I'm going to leave it up there because I can't hide it. I like to hide them as I talk. There's something about the consciousness around solicitation, that word, that's bothering me for you. So what I feel is you need to find another way of gathering donations. Okay, so I know Elizabeth a bit. Again, I'm trying to find it again, but I can't hide it because it's like on my head in what I'm seeing. Here it is. I had to remove it for some reason. So that could be heading up retreats that are waking people up in the corporate world to a different mindset. You know, retreats, mindsets, those kinds of retreats happen at a corporate level all the time, as you know. When I worked for MTV, we went on one. I was just talking to somebody at another major company. I don't want to say the name just in case it was secret. And they were doing a mindset thing. So for me, it feels like gathering people in a spiritual space, but not using the word spiritual, in a mindset space to, thank you, to bring out donations. So I just went to Tribe Live with Stu McLaren, who I really like. It's about memberships, right? And he has a charity of building schools in Africa, and it's his passion. And it really drives his money-making abilities because he gives a portion to that. I know another guy who's a banker who does that. So for me, what they're saying is you can create, I've seen this done quite a few times, where you create a positioning of teaching to corporate people, and then in that, they give a donation towards the charity. So when I was at Tribe, he did, in a very beautiful way, ask for donations. We didn't feel obligated. Jennifer McLean's done this too at a thing I saw, and good for her. You know, and we gave donations. Somebody else did it recently too. And even if you just give $25, it's beautiful. So that's what I say. So she just said something. She said, that's my passion. I want to build a school. Perfect. So I want you to think about doing that, and I want you to go further into it, okay? Because it's a beautiful way of bringing about awareness and having people help. They get something, they learn something from you, and then they give something back, which is great. Okay, I'm going to take another 2, and then I'm going to go. I'm going to put up my little banner because Trisha made it, and I love it. All right, and if you're just joining, remember to type in expert, and you're going to get a special thing, and it's a PDF, and it's a little gift I made for you guys. All right. Mark, I've been really, really stuck and depressed for a long time. You know, Mark, I've known you for a little while, and you said that the answer you got was meditation. I actually laughed a little when I saw that. You said, I can't believe they're saying this again. I really feel like it's action for you, Mark. I feel like you need to take some action. I'm not disagreeing with what your guide said about meditation, but what I feel like is happening for you is that you're almost on a little bit of a hamster wheel. So you're not getting to see the output of what you really want to output, right? So you've been in this space of study, which is okay. You know, a lot of times they'll put us in a space of study for quite some time in order to gather the momentum, the characteristics, the character that we need in order to go out in a big way. You can't just leave your door, your house, if you're suffering with any kind of depression or self-esteem issues, and go out into the world in a big way, because one negative criticism will come towards you and it could make you fold. And Spirit's like, no, 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 no. He's got a story to share. We're not going to allow that to happen. So what I feel like you need to do is really work on what it would take for you to go out into the world to bring these healings out into the world, right? So you need to work on what's making you feel depressed. It's usually, now I can't talk to chemical imbalances. I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to. But from somebody who used to struggle with depression a lot, I know for me that one of the biggest changes in my life was not eating meat anymore, believe it or not. I believe that had something to do with it. I do not have a political forum for that. I don't care who does it. You can do it wherever you want. The other thing for me was connection, knowing I'm always taken care of, knowing I'm loved beyond measure, even at times when I'm crying and saying, what are you doing? I still have this feeling in me that I'm loved. And the other thing for me was mindset was changing how I speak to myself and how I experience life. So that's what I feel like you need to do, Mark, right now. I feel like you need to take action in order to deal with that, because I feel like Spirit is giving you an opportunity by these lessons that they're teaching you to be able to go out in a big way. And again, I'm going to repeat this. It's very rare that I see someone who had an amazing upbringing. Stu looked like this a bit because he brought in his family and his parents and told stories, and I could tell he had a really good upbringing. Now, I don't know what his challenges were, but it's very rare for me to see somebody in a spiritual space. He's not in a spiritual space, but in a teaching space that hasn't gone through trials and tribulations to build their character. And many of you, if I was to go to your house, knock on your door, bring you outside and say, okay, here's 5,000 people I want you to talk to, you would know what to say, what you wanted to say, but I don't know how you would handle the experience. So let me know if that works for you. All right, I'm going to pick one more person, see who Spirit takes me to. Where do I go to support myself while my healing career builds? Now, what I'm not sure about this, Elizabeth, is if you're asking where you go for money or where you go for spiritual support. Now, I definitely love this group, which I'm getting. It's my group, a free group. I love that group. I find that the love there is pretty incredible. I'm a real mama bear. I haven't seen this happen because I believe that I attract really incredible people. She's saying money. But if anybody was nasty in that group, I won't put up with any of that ever, ever. So she's saying money. So for me, it's a bridge job then, right? So when you're building a healing career, the biggest problem people have with bridge jobs, here's the biggest issue. You don't trust yourself enough to know that you're going to still pursue your endeavors. So people stop themselves from getting a bridge job, which is just the job that pays the bills while you pursue what you love to do, because they're afraid that they're going to get sucked into the job and never get out. So when I did a bridge job, which was NBC, I committed to myself for a certain period of time to work at that job. And while I was working at that job, getting paid very well, and not everybody has that opportunity to get paid very well, but I did, was to pursue my endeavors on the side. So that was the thing that I did. I would pursue my endeavors on the side no matter what. And I knew that there was an ending for that. There was a contract ending, so you have to have an ending. But I would suggest anybody who's struggling with finances or needs to make money while they're building their career, you don't want that problem in your way because it just stops you. So you want to do what you can do to make money while you build your career. So it could be working at Starbucks, which I think sounds great, or Whole Foods, or could be working in a chiropractic office because you're around people that are getting healing and they're a little bit more conscious. Could be working for an integrative doctor. I don't know what the answer is for you, sweetie, but that's what comes up for me. Okay. That is it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. We're now doing these on Tuesdays at 12 noon PT. I am going to try to do some late afternoons one down the line just to get in my Aussies, my down under people at like 4 p.m. So then now at Tuesdays, sorry, I have to share this because Mark just cracked me up. He said, thank you. I really respect and love you. Not in a creepy way. Parentheses, that's hilarious. And the work you do and the growth you've achieved. Thank you again. You're welcome. Sorry, but that was just too funny. So make sure to type in expert if you want to get the free gift. And it is a free gift. And also, I will be on next Tuesday, and we are going to discuss how to work with your expert guide to bring your purpose to fruition. So we'll do some more exercises with that. I'm sure I'll create a PDF around that if I have time. And thank you so much, guys. If you like this video, if you like what I do, share it. It's really great to share it with other people. I know some of you are in the closet and don't want people to know that you follow me, and that's cool too. I get it. But if you're not in the closet and you think this is going to help some of your friends, it helps me to build my audience and my people. and I get to teach more people. So that's wonderful. So share it. But mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you so much. It's really, I really have to thank you a lot because you guys are showing up. You're showing up live. And I get so much from your energy, and I learn so much from your questions, and you are allowing me to do what I love to do. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I namaste to all of you. Thank you. And have an incredible day or evening whenever you're watching this. Much love. Mwah. Thanks, guys.